If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. You heard me, it's free. What's better than that, right? Anchor also makes it easy by giving you creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more listening platforms. Best of all, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started so that your voice can be heard.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Straight Talk with Trevor, where no topic is off limits. I want to give a huge shout out to you, the Straight Talk audience, for your continued support and love. And it's because of you, the show is now available on all major podcasting platforms. Also, you could be sure to like us on our Facebook page. Just search out Straight Talk with Trevor, and you'll see my handsome mug right on the profile picture. And our page is very interactive. You can join conversations, and you never know, I may take some of your questions that will shape future conversations that we may have. And you can also set up debates, challenges, leave feedback, whatever you want to do. I'm here for it all. Also, you can, if you have any questions or you want to reach me, you can also email me at straighttalkwithtrevor@gmail.com. So now that all that housekeeping's out of the way, because I don't want to waste any time and take any time from my guests tonight, grab yourself something to drink, sit back, and let's talk straight. So most of you who listen to my show, you know where I stand on the family. You know that most of my shows are geared towards promoting positive black families. So if you listen to my show for any length of time, you notice that I put just a heavy emphasis on the black family. Again, somebody's going to say, oh, why are you always talking about black people? Because I'm black first. And I feel the only way that we could truly rise as a nation of people is through a strong family structure. So tonight I want to have a conversation about a problem that I see plaguing our community. And I have a very special guest in the studio to help me discuss the topic. Now, when I thought about this topic, I was thinking about people that I could bring in who could help me talk about this, because it's going to get real touchy. And I could only think about one person. Somebody who is very opinionated, somebody who does not hold back, and yes, for all you critics, somebody who is ready for all the smoke. So, without further ado, I want to bring in my special guest tonight, and her name is Q Shimon. How you doing?
Hey, Trevor.
Hey, how you doing? You laughing? Well, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Now, I've known her for a long time, so this isn't just some random person. But again, like I say, I watch certain things she says online and stuff like that, and I know this is going to be a spirited conversation, because you know how this goes. We don't go by a script or anything. We just want to have a real, honest conversation with our people. So the first thing I'm going to ask you, do you agree with what I said? Do you think that we have a serious problem in our community, like as far as there's a major divide in the black community?
Huge divide, I mean. Yes, absolutely. There is a serious divide in our community that definitely needs to be addressed.
So as a woman, I guess we just can go point counterpoint, but what do you think, what stands out to you most as far as the divide between the male and the female? Because it wasn't always like this. Mm-hmm. Growing up, you always see those strong black families, and I mean, I'm not saying that it never happened, but now men just, it's something changed. Yeah. Men treat women different, women treat men different, and it's just a huge gap somewhere. So just where do you think it all went wrong, first of all?
Oh, jeez. Where did it go wrong? I think when us as women was asking for equal rights.
Feminism.
Let's call it what it is. Feminism.
I did not. Oh my God! I did not expect you to go there right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the feminist movement. Do you think it was a good thing?
I think it was intended to be a good thing in terms of equal pay. I feel like if we're doing the same exact job, there's no way in the world you're making 5,000 plus more than me if we're doing the same exact job. So absolutely. I think it initially started off as a good idea in terms of equal pay. If a woman is qualified for the position and she can demonstrate those roles and responsibilities in that particular position, then she should be offered the position if she meets the requirement.
So somewhere in the feminist movement, and I agree with you. Mm-hmm. First of all, I believe a woman should get equal pay if they're doing the same job. But somewhere in that movement, something went wrong, and it translated from equality to women not needing us anymore.
Independence.
Yeah.
That word has been a whoosh.
You can cuss. No, you can cuss on this show. You can cuss.
That word independent woman has been a boil in our ass. And I'm sure a lot of men are probably standing up on their couch right now and jumping for joy because a black woman has said this. But it is what it is.
I did not expect. I did not expect this.
I'm a very fair person, and I'm not only just speaking of this in my own experience, but just my own observation. I think we have taken the word independent to a whole nother level that it shouldn't have gone. Okay,
so let's go there then. The name of the show is Straight Talk with Trevor, so I always keep it straight. Do you think, and I want you to hear me out on this, do you think the black man has failed the black woman?
Yes.
God, you answered that fast. How so?
I think the black man has gotten too comfortable in the role of just letting this woman be independent. I get it. Some of us, have been thrust into that particular role because of past experiences, pain, hurt. It can even go as far as saying generational curses. This is what we have seen. I'm not gonna front. My mom was a single mother. She was a single mother to 3 children. She was a single parent to 3 children, and and it's a big difference between being a single mother and a single parent. My mom was a single parent to 3 children. So what I saw growing up was a black woman who did everything. Whatever we needed, whatever we wanted, my mom handled it.
So it was out of necessity. It wasn't that she wanted to be the man. She had no choice but to step up and be the man.
And I wouldn't even go and saying that she had to be the man, because there's no way in the world that a black woman or that a woman can be a man, period. I don't care what you say. So all you women who celebrate Father's Day, you're not a man, so stop.
Listen, Straight Talk Society, I am about to pour out my Crown Royal because I cannot believe what I'm hearing right now.
No, we are not men, and we can't be men. We do not share in the same struggles as men, just like men do not share in the same struggles as women. So let's get that out the way. We are not men. My mom did not portray to be my father or my dad. She was my mother. And what I saw growing up was a woman taking care of the household, taking care of the children, and providing the things that we needed, our necessities and things we wanted. That's what I saw. I didn't see my mom switch roles to being a daddy. No, my mom put us in situations where we had men that we could go to if we needed to.
Hold that thought. Do you subscribe to the Bible at all?
I didn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am probably one of the most most ignorant people when it comes to the Bible. And that is something that I am.
Most Christians are. Don't worry about it. most of them are. They don't know that book.
And I think the Bible can be interpreted in many different ways. So how I may read it and understand it is totally different from how someone else may read. We read the same things, but it could be interpreted in different ways.
So exactly where I'm going with this, it lays out in the book of Genesis a family structure. Mm-hmm. It lays out man for the woman, and the woman being the helper of the man. Mm-hmm. Somewhere down the line, we changed, according to the Bible, God's natural order of things. Mm-hmm. And just like you're explaining, your mom had to step up in that role. So do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
You have kids. I gotta ask you, single mom?
I am not a single mom.
You're not a single mom.
Yes.
Are you married?
I'm not married.
I
am in a relationship.
You're in a relationship.
I am.
With your child's father?
Hell no.
Okay, so
but I am a single parent. If you're asking if I get consistent support from her father.
So do you get help? Do you?
I get something.
Okay.
But physically, I mean, if you want to, the ideal of what the responsibility of a father. No, I do not get that.
So if I had to throw a number on it, you take what, 80% responsibility for your child?
I'm gonna need you to move that percentage up a little bit
higher,
more.
90.
I want to move it up a little bit more.
Oh God, we're going into deadbeat territory then.
I mean, I'll give him 90. I'll say 98%.
Wow.
The other 2% is the financial support that I do get.
Wow. Now, if you ever listen to this show, I'm very critical on men who don't take care of their kids. Like that is a thorn in my ass. It's always been my biggest pet peeve. I have zero respect for a man that takes care of their kids. But I don't want to get too sidetracked. So let me get back to this. So you said you do believe that the black male has failed the black woman, which I didn't expect you to say that. You kind of threw me off there. Now, I got to ask you, do you think the black woman has played a role in that?
Absolutely.
How so?
Again, feminism. I think that whole independent, all the ladies independent, that right there, I think that is what killed that it's created that strife between the black man and the black woman. We have become so accustomed to just handling things on our own that we're enabling these men. We are enabling the men to just sit back and just, receive. They just take. So
now you do know at one time the roles were reversed on
absolutely
that women just sat back. But again, I think from creation, it was designed for that the man would go out and the man would work and the man would do this and he'd come back and provide for his family. But now you have these men that literally sit home and play video games all day while the woman goes out and works and takes care of the house and do everything.
She wanted him there when she want him and how she want him.
Okay.
Versus, I don't even believe in 50-50 when it comes to relationships. I believe in 100-100. You give me your 100% and I give you my 100%.
We're going to get back to that. Do you think, so you do believe that black man has failed the woman. Do you think that the single mother has created some of these sorry men that we see today? Now here, because I know we're going to piss a lot of people off. We know a lot of single mothers who think that they're the greatest thing in the world and they think they're dad and everything, blah, 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 blah.
He is not your man, ladies.
Oh, Jesus.
Your son is not your man. He ain't your husband. You ain't grooming him to be your man.
He's not your king.
He is not your king. He is nothing but your child that you are legally responsible for 18 years. So stop it with he's my king, he's my everything. No, he can't be your everything because it's a crime to sleep with your son. So he can't be your everything.
So where did this come from though? Like the black woman putting her son up like he. So what I see in today's society is in black culture, the black son, because of the absence of the father, and we're going to get to why the father's absent, has basically replaced the man in the life. So now you, like you said, you have these women that put their sons up like basically like that's their man.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's raising him to, respect her, to love her, not to be an upstanding citizen or to even groom him to be a good husband or a good father to whoever he decides to date. So when he does, and this is a conversation I have with my significant other in terms of, and he always used this example, like when he go out and start doing wrong things, you know, he arguing with the chick go to the mama and like, you know, can you believe your son? And she like, no, I don't believe that, because that's not how I raised him. So he never treated me that way. Well, damn, you ain't fucking him. That's why he ain't treating you.
It reminds me of the episode on Baby Boy where where a friend was like, well, have him go fuck his mom. And
that's hard.
So would you agree with me then where mothers nowadays are raising a bunch of pussies then? Because again, this is straight talk, and I had to relay it this way so my audience understands the authenticity of what we're talking about. Because I see these guys nowadays, and they are not built like us. Like we're 80s babies, and I think we were the last great generation. I mean, I see men sitting in cars while women are pumping gas.
And I want people to take this in context. These are children that we are raising. The 80s babies generation. We're raising these lazy, sorry ass children. And I'm not going to put it on just the men. I'm putting it on the women as well. We are raising some lazy, entitled children that feels as though that they are supposed to be giving everything and there's no such thing as hard work. So with that being said, there's no way in the hell that, you know, a woman can sit around here and be a father figure to a boy. She can't do it.
I hear my female audience just cussing me out right
and
now.
That's fine.
They're like, Trevor, it's normally the other way around. So let's get on the guys too, because I'm not gonna. Some of you guys are full of shit. You know I say that a lot because I don't know where this crop of sorry men came from. So let's get back to
they were raised by single moms. Sometimes.
Well, okay, let's get back to that then. back in the 60s, you had the model of a nuclear family. The man was in the house, the man worked, the woman stayed at home, raised the kids. Black people were more successful then. They owned their own property. They had good jobs. They did everything. Now things have almost been flipped completely. Now you have, I gotta go there, but now you have homosexuality has crept in. These men don't want to work, so now they're leaving the house. So I will, on what I just said, I will ask you this question. So do you think the black woman's relationship to the system has caused the black man's worth to wane? And when I say relationship to the system, so I was having a conversation with a coworker today, and he was telling me, he said, I'm a single father, and if I fall on hard times, I can't get any help with my kids. But if a mom does it, and he's talking from experience, and he's saying, but if the mom does it, then she gets all this government assistance, and she can get wigs, she can get housing, she can get this and that. So has the black woman's relationship with this system, because I don't care if you want to agree with me or not, but I think this system was designed to push the black man out of the house. Because if you're going to destroy her, and here, I need a siren because Trevor's about to say something controversial, but the quickest way to cut off a race of people is to affect his ability to reproduce. And if you kick the man out of the house and you make the man basically non-existent, you turn the little boys into homosexuals now, and everything's running rampant.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Hold on. Because me and you got to argue now. We can't agree on everything.
Yeah, I'm just. I think you're taking it a bit too far.
Hold on. Just hear me out. So I think I'm not saying all boys are homosexual and stuff like that, and I'm just saying, where the absence of the father in the house, I think that you're more susceptible to that. So that's all I'm saying. And I think we're under attack as a race of people first, but it starts at the head. You're gonna kill a snake, you cut his head off.
True.
So, and the head is still the black man, regardless of what we've been reduced to. Go ahead, because I know you got something to say.
Well, let's pick it back real quick off of your coworker. Okay, so as far as the ideal of the woman pretty much falling in love with the system, if it's easy to obtain, what you think they're gonna do? And this is not just because I know several single fathers that's on the system. They live, in low-income housing. They have Section 8. My thing is with
I've
the
never
system,
seen that. I've never seen it.
I can take you to a few places that you will definitely see a single father in a low-income Section 8 home, and him and his children. And my thing is, this is the problem and the difference with men and women is women are persistent with it. Men, after you get told one no or one rejection, they won't go back and follow through with it. And I'm telling you this not just from a person who grew up, on low income housing. I'm telling you this also as a woman who used to work in social services. So I used to be a case manager where I used to get those men who got custody of their kids, and guess what? I'm telling them, do follow-up calls, submit this, turn in that, and the first thing you're like, nah, I'm straight. We'll figure it out. But
do you think that's a pride issue, though?
It's definitely a pride issue, and I get it. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was getting Medicaid, and I was getting pregnancy Medicaid. I was getting food stamps, and I remember in WIC, and I remember when I was applying for Section 8, the minute I put down and I had a damn degree, they was like, well, what you doing here? You can go find a job. Ma'am, I'm 7-8 months pregnant. How am I get a job? I need assistance. And I'm going to tell you from my own experience, it's very demeaning at times that feel like you have to lean on the system to, just get your foot, in there so that you can at least be able to breathe a little bit. But after that experience, I was like, I'll kiss my ass. I ain't applying for shit else, because what you're not gonna do is make me feel lower than how I feel while I'm on my bad times.
So let me ask you, in a situation like that, wouldn't it have been easier to get back with your child's father?
Listen, there was a joke on Facebook that said, would you trade your baby daddy in for $1 million?
I just saw that today.
And then I said, I'd trade that motherfucker in for a Kit Kat.
So I gotta go there, because I can hear Anonymous in my ear right now saying, you better ask her this question.
Okay.
Why do black women, because I hear this a lot, and again, I'm specifically talking about black women because that's who my concern is about first, because we have to rebuild this. We have to rebuild back the black kingdom. Because I hear it a lot. I see it on social media all the time. Oh, my baby daddy ain't shit. My baby daddy ain't this. But yet and still you had 5 kids with him. What is it that causes black women to pick these losers?
Okay, so I'm gonna go off of just my own personal experience. And when I found out that I was pregnant, it was too late for me to handle the problem.
So a night of Hennessy turned into
because we were broken up. We were already broken up.
Okay.
So I already knew what I was getting myself into. So I never say my baby daddy ain't shit. I would never say that. I will say it's been very difficult to co-parent with him in these 15 years that my daughter has been on this earth. And with that being said, but I learned my lesson once. That's why I'm team one and done. Mm-hmm. You would never catch me ever being put in the situation. And now, it is what it is. At this point, I knew who I was dealing with. And, when it happened, I knew the consequences. So with that being said, I would never run around here and say he ain't shit. I may talk crap to him and tell him he ain't shit in his face because...
But you wouldn't put him out on social media.
I put him out on social media before. Oh yeah.
Now,
but I never said he wasn't shit.
Why do you guys do that though?
You know what the problem is for me sometimes with some men? They do parade themselves around here as if they are the upstanding father because they do a little posting here and they brag about that, whatever. No, motherfucker. Let's talk about these damn shit. What's this month 10? Let's talk about these 9 months that you ain't seen your child. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that guy is a loser too.
So with that being said, let's have that conversation. Now, I never will sit here and say that, the men who are legitimately trying to build a relationship with their kid, mama and her feelings, it can go both ways, mama and the daddy. At the end of the day, when you put the child's needs and their, importance above your emotions and your triflingness and stuff like that, then you can make some shit happen.
So there's no bitterness though.
No, it should not. For talking about with me?
Well, with you.
No. That bitterness went out the window. Shit, years ago.
But you do know black women operate. And again, I feel like I got to keep saying this. I'm just using black woman as a term because that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a divide between the black and the black man and the black woman. So I'm not singling you all out, but it's just where we are right now. You don't think a lot of times it comes out of bitterness that maybe the man moved on and she just wasn't the one?
I've seen that before.
I mean, because I was with somebody 8 years before, I got married, and she just wasn't the one. I mean,
and that's possible.
I spent 8 years of my life only to find out that she just wasn't the one.
And that's possible. But the problem is that we do not like to have those tough, uncomfortable conversations. So for me, I'm straight up. Like, if the shit ain't working, and if it's not able to be, salvaged, let me know so I can move on. You can do your thing, I can do my thing, and then we can, everyone is good. There is no bitterness. It's a level of respect to have. But people be moving funny. You can't be sitting around here telling me you love me and, I'm this, that, and the other, and then you in the streets doing something totally different.
Well, now, okay. So now we're 80s babies. Growing up, love was a real powerful word to get in the pants. Now, women today, you're just giving it up in the absence of love. You don't even have to tell them you love them. It's just like you buy them some damn crab legs, and it's like, Mom, you got them.
Listen, when you start to incorporate sex and love, that's where the problem lies. I think women, we're very emotional creatures, and we take I'm not gonna say we, all of us, no. What I'm saying is some of us do take that level of attention and equate that to love when it's not. It's okay to get your rocks off. It's okay to have your cut, but if that's where you at in your life,
sex is good.
It's great. Especially when you got your good partner and y'all sexually compatible.
Sex is good.
With that being said, if you are a single person, male or woman, female, and you want to do whatever, do that. I encourage people to get their hoe out.
So what happens in these shows, I come in with an idea of what I want to talk about, and then this is the first show where I actually have notes, and it's going way off of my notes now which is fine because I love that type of conversation. Mm-hmm. So let's get it back though to where we were going. What's your stance on marriage?
Ooh, okay, so it depends on the day. I'm joking. No, I do believe in marriage. I just was never that girl who thought about it, who dreamt about it, who wanted it.
Have you ever seen a good marriage before?
No.
Okay, stop right there. Because black women statistically get married the least. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of that now is because of that. They haven't seen, a lot of black guys are in prison and stuff like that, and they aren't as in surplus as we like to think, but they haven't seen a model of a good marriage.
Well, what is a good marriage? Let's talk about that. What is a good marriage?
This is straight talk with Trevor. You don't question. No.
You throw the word out. So what's a good marriage?
To me, a good marriage, and I'm almost 10 years in the game, and I still haven't figured it out yet.
Okay.
Because you can't. But I just think it's too, and I always use this, and it sounds cliche, but I think it's too imperfect people who have a perfect love for each other, and they try their hardest to make it work, no matter what, because nothing's going to always be perfect. You know, you're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your days where you want to kill each other. But if those good days can override all that, then you still got something to fight for. But growing up, I didn't have a model of a marriage. Well, my uncle was my best example of a marriage, to where they've been married since I was 14, and they always toughed it out and they stayed together. But you know, I see other examples of marriages where there's a lot of infidelity, and you know, is so. If we grow up and we see that, then we're like, fuck marriage. Why the hell do I want to get married for?
Yeah, and for me, it had nothing to do with the examples or the lack of the examples. I was just a girl that was, I was just trying to just fuck up the world. That's it. Like, I legitimately wanted to go away, far away, go to school, get my degrees, you know, secure the bags and travel and just, you know, be selfish and worry about myself. But of course, life handed me a real fucked up spade hand, and I've been dealing with this hand for a minute. You know, I'm doing the best that I can, but you know, to put it out there, that's how my life is now is not what I wanted when I was a little girl, teenager coming up.
I don't think anybody's life ever really turned out.
Which is fine. I'm okay, because I mean, you know, I love my baby girl. Shout out to her. I love my baby. But you know, at the end of the day, shit's been rough.
So do you think marriage is necessary? Again, we're talking about rebuilding the black culture. We're talking about repopulating the earth with black babies and stuff like that, you know, having shit for our own selves. Do you think marriage is a necessity to do that?
Okay, so
or you can just go willy-nilly, screw whoever you want.
No. Because I think when you start, you know, having babies, dropping off dick to this house and that house, and you know, you got all these kids. My whole thing is, where do you find the time to be able to have that individual one-on-one time with that child? I don't care how many kids you have, you still need to have one-on-one time with each one of those children, because do you know their personalities? Do you know their characters? Do you know their fears? Do you know what they love? Do you know what they enjoy? Do you know their interests? Do you know this kind of stuff? Or are you just assuming that this is what they like? So you can't be having multiple children and that's all you're doing. Because some men do walk around here thinking, because they do have a dick and they got sperm, and then they can drop off how many times they want a month, that they can have kids. And that is not parenting, fellas. I don't care what the Bible have told you, or whatever testament, or whatever the street corner priest told you. That is not parenting.
I was just about to go there and say that they're probably saying, but I am being fruitful and multiplying.
No. I don't know the scripture, but there is also some responsibility with you being fruitful, and it's called child support.
Well, the Bible will tell you that a man who doesn't take care of his child is worse than an infidel. So, I mean, so there you go. Because again, I just do not like the guy that doesn't take care of all their kids. So marriage, you're okay either way. What about polygamy and monogamy? Do you think, okay, because now, and watch where we're going, because I'm gonna start leading you in some more questions. We need to start having some more black babies, that like strong black babies from with two parents that, you know, take care of them and everything. And you know, I got to be careful with my wording.
Yeah.
Are you against polygamy?
No.
You're not against polygamy.
No.
And I will say this, and I'm open for any debate. The Bible isn't against polygamy either.
No.
But okay. So, because I know they're gonna get at me for that, but
I mean, it's whatever strokes for whatever those folks want.
And so, as long as you could take, care of them. You
can't be having all these women and they taking care of you financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, there's no way in the world that this is polygamy. What you are is a pimp. Okay, and that's illegal. Or just like polygamy is illegal, it's illegal and it's frowned upon in the black community. So you can't be a pimp with all these women and all these children, and you're not doing your part as a man in the household. No, that's not what it is. So me personally, I won't do it. because of my dominant personality. I don't think no other woman want to be bothered with me because I'm that's just not my thing. But if that's what he over there or she over there down with, by all means, do whatever. And another thing that we have to pause on real quick, touch on real quick is stop worrying about what's going on in everybody's household. Stop it. So if Trevor, got his polygamy situation going on, and if he got multiple wives, which he don't, let me put it out there real quick because I know his wife really.
The views and opinions by our guest does not directly reflect that.
Does not reflect him. So let me use another person's example. So if Larry has, in his household, he has 4 women, and they have children, multiple children from him, and their household is clicking on all cylinders. Don't worry about who pays what. It ain't your money. I see a whole lot of posts about that, like, oh, she makes, $170,000 a year, and he's a truck driver, and he makes $80,000 a year. Should he pay the mortgage or the rent? He pay whatever the fuck they agreed on.
Okay, you're going there with me because that's where I was going next. When it comes to, I'm glad you said that because there's a big thing going on. I think a lot of times people just talk a lot of shit. Oh, because they'll say, oh, I would never do that. I don't care how much money I make, and he got to pay for everything. But it's whatever works for that household. When I got with my wife, I was a broke ass. Like I remember I told her the story. I'll never forget. We went to a comedy show one night, and I swear all I had was $40 in my pocket. And it was a 2-drink minimum. And she's just sitting there ordering shit. And I'm like, oh God, all I got is $40 in my pocket. And the waiter came back and told me he needed me to order another drink. So, bomb, my 40's already gone. Mm-hmm. And I just looked at her, and it's like she just was able to tell, and she just looked at me and said, don't worry, I got it. And I say that to say this, that we got to get out of that whole, this guy has to pay for this, or he makes this money, so he should pay for this. No, it's what works. And what works in your structure.
Who told you this? If your mama told you this, then you should ask your mama, where's your man? Why he ain't paying all your bills? Why he ain't paying all the rent when we was growing up? Ask your mammy that. I'm sorry. Ask your mama that. No, you can't. You cannot police other people's households. You can't do it. So when I see those types of posts, I say, listen, whatever you and your partner, you and your spouse decide on how y'all going to run y'all household, and if it's working for the both of y'all, fuck what everybody's thinking say.
So regardless of your situation, we're taking you out of the equation. Do you think it's more beneficial for 2 parents to be in the house?
Absolutely.
You do?
I do.
Why? Because on the flip side, somebody will say, oh, I could do it all on my own. There we go again. Oh, I could do it all on my own. I don't need no man. You know how y'all do.
Who is y'all?
Well, again, I'm
how some women, let's not generalize. I don't generalize because I don't say all black men cheat. No, I don't. I know a whole lot of them, but I'm not going to say all black men cheat. What I'm saying is, not all women are like that. I don't want to write. I personally, and I know a lot of us. When I say us, I mean single parents. I know a lot of us who did not want to raise our kids by ourselves. We would have rather for things to have worked out with our children's father so that we can do this collectively together.
So why not try to make it work out?
There was no working that out. Period.
So then again, that goes back to who you choose.
Yeah, and I listen, I am number one when it comes to taking accountability of who I decided to have a child with. It is one of the, I'm not going to even say it loud enough because my baby's in the other room. But, I do hold myself accountable for making that decision because I know who he was before that fateful day in April 2005. I know who he was. So with that being said, the greatest advice I ever got was you got to go into this by yourself because you already know who you're dealing with. You already know, and he's not a bad person. He wasn't a bad person because we were friends first. but I knew who he was, when we were friends. I knew exactly who he was when we were just friends. And I wouldn't even say I wouldn't go as far as trying to change him. No, I ain't trying to change him. I just wanted him to be authentic with himself as well as with me. So if you a hoe, nigga, just say that. Say I'm a hoe. I want multiple women, and let us proceed.
So let me ask you this: Do you think black men are willing, are like they know they're willfully ignorant to the plight of what's going on with black women? Because we know black women are the most disrespected person on earth. Mm-hmm. They're pretty much hated by their own race of people. They get paid the least. They get treated the worst. Everybody wants to look like them, but nobody wants to respect them. So do you think that the black man knows all this and just plays ignorant to it?
Y'all, you know y'all stupid.
I cop to that sometimes.
Yeah, you know y'all, and I don't think black men, and this is the time I'm going to generalize. I don't think black men truly understands the plight of the black woman. And I can say that on the opposite. I think we as black women definitely understand a lot more because of our emotional and nurturing natures of, who we are as women. But I don't think black men take in accountability a lot of the things that we have to endure and deal with dealing with you all.
Okay, so I want to stop you right there.
Okay.
So you said you think that black women know more, and I'm assuming when you said that about our plight, mm-hmm. what we deal with, because the black man is hunted, black man is also disrespected. But do you really think that they know, or it's just like you guys just expect us to be Superman all the time? Like, are you guys requiring too much from us?
No, I don't think we're requiring enough. I think we need y'all to stand up for us, be there for us.
I'm glad you said that. Do you feel protected by the black man?
That's a good one. Not all the time.
Not all the time. And how so?
Just the representation, just what I see. You have to have a level of self-awareness before you can even go into protecting someone else. And I'm going to use this as an example. If someone is robbing me and your pants is to your fucking ankles, how are you going to protect me? How, as a black man? How are you going to run over there to get the gunman or whoever that's robbing me? How are you going to do that? Oh.
I got nothing. That's a good question.
And that's when I say self-representation. You have to kind of look serious for us to take you serious. It's all about, it's like handling your business. So, I do love it when, my boyfriend checks the younger guys that he see with their pants hanging off their ass. Which brings me to the whole idea of the whole single mamas that's raising their sons, and they don't have an issue with that man financially taking care of their kid, but when it comes to discipline and molding and shaping him into being a responsible person, that's when she want to come in and you can't pick and choose when you want the man to step in and be a father figure or be a father. If you want him, if you want your son to be an upstanding gentleman, man, whatever, he needs a male role model. There's nothing, a woman can teach him the little things, how to pee in the damn toilet, which half y'all ass still ain't they master that shit. But she can teach him things about manners. But to see a strong man with his son or his nephew or his cousin or even the neighborhood kids that who need that mentor in their life, they need these kids. And I'm not just talking about the boys, the girls need this shit too. They need it.
So who with everything that's going on now, and these type of conversations I love, but the time just runs away so much. With everything that's going on in our community now, like, do you think the absence of fathers, if more black men were in the house, they weren't put out of the house, some of them put out for whatever reasons, they just couldn't cut the mustard, some of them left, I mean, some of them ran away from responsibility. But do you think if more black men were in the house that we'd be able to put a stop to these R. Kellys and these predators? I mean, I'm just going to say it. These guys that go after our young girls. You know the story that circulated on Facebook today, the 55-year-old marrying the 18-year-old. Like, if more fathers, if the black man was in the house, and this goes back to that protecting, do you think we could put a stop? We'll never be able to stop it all, because some girls are you know, some girls are going to do what they're going to do. But I personally think that it's the absence of fathers, strong fathers in the house, or not even fathers, because father could have died, but some strong male presence, an uncle or something, could have put a stop to some of this. Do you agree or not?
We as black women cannot tell a man when he is doing wrong. Do you know who he need to hear it from? His fellow brethren. That's who he need to hear it from. It's called accountability. So, fellas who are listening, if you see your homeboys, your brothers, your uncles, your cousins, even your granddaddy, if you see these men walking around here and they ain't taking care of their kids and they ain't doing what they're supposed to do for their kids, put their feet to the fire. Let them know, like, nah, nigga, we can't be cool if you can't do your responsibility. I can only bitch and moan for so long as a woman and tell you not doing your part. You need to step up. But when you start calling these niggas to the they put their feet to the fire for their homeboys, I guarantee you a lot of things will change. You can't put on a facade for so long, because after a while, your true ugly face is going to show. And when it starts showing, you're gonna be backtracking like you got there, like you a DB on the football field, and it's not cool. So I can only say so much as a black woman. It has to be from your fellow brothers. Y'all got to start holding these men accountable. When you see it, call them on their shit. Y'all be quick to be like, oh, do y'all call y'all homegirls? When y'all homegirls be, hell yeah, I check my friends.
That's a good question.
I check all my friends. And one of my best friends will tell you, we love her baby daddy. He is our baby daddy. You get what I'm saying? Because he may not have been the best boyfriend, but whenever he is called upon, plus he's there. And he was not only there for his own kid, he was there for all of our children. When we need to babysit them, we want to turn up, we call him. And he was like, cool, drop him off. And when we pick them up the next day, they got clothes, shoes, they done been fed, they done went on field trips, everything. And the minute she be like, oh, girl, I will cut you about that man. Don't you do it, girl.
I got to get to my last few questions. What do you think about, okay, so what do you think about the black man that's made it? Now he's successful. You know, you had him in the struggle life, you know, when he couldn't pay for dinner, he couldn't do anything. Now he's finally made it. And I'm not even talking about it in the realm of sports, but now he's finally made it. He's successful. And this motherfucker goes and gets a white girl. How does that make you feel as a black woman?
It doesn't make me feel one way or another.
So are you okay? Are you into interracial dating? Are you okay with interracial dating? Because I don't.
I would rather for us to stay with each other, but I believe that love doesn't have a color. You love who you love, and you are compatible with who you are compatible with. But if you ask me, do I believe in interracial dating? I'm gonna probably have to give a strong no. I would prefer for us to...
I cannot believe you just said that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even judging you, but you just strike me as somebody who would mess with a white guy. Like, I don't know why. It just... I mean, I know it's probably a reach, but I'm just looking at you and I'm like, oh, she gonna say no to this. She gonna say, oh yeah, she's okay with it. Okay.
And I've never dated anybody outside of an African American. I won't even date a damn Jamaican.
Now wait a minute now. Well, hold on. Oh, you're going to my countrymen now.
Listen.
So wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Because now it's a big thing. It's almost like getting a new bag now with these some of these women. It's like, girl, I'm gonna go get me a white man now. Cause their excuse is always these niggas not standing up. They not stepping up. They not do like your sample size of 2 or 3 bums that you got with is not meeting the potential that's out there. So now you go date outside of your race. And for the record, I don't have an issue with it anymore. There was a time I probably did. But now I'm just like you say, whatever. You know, love is not, love is blind. Whatever, you love who you love. Mm-hmm. But I just think for preserving the nation, I would rather we stay within our own people.
I would rather that, but I mean, I think what we can't continue to cross up is people's personal experiences. But also too, we have to level up. We have to elevate. You know, if you keep coming across these same bummy men, well, where are you meeting these bummy men from?
Exactly.
Maybe you need to stay away from over there.
But why go to
another whole other race?
No, why? Oh gosh, I gotta say this, but why go to our oppressor? Why? I don't post a lot of stuff on social media anymore outside of my Daddy Chronicles stuff and the stuff for the podcast, but we as a culture, as a race of people, we love our oppressors so much.
You know why?
Like, what is up with that?
It's because it's less work.
You gotta explain that.
The expectations are not as high with when a black man meets a white woman. She's already experienced things. She's already kind of lived to a certain extent. And it can go back even to our upbringing as black women. When we were raised, we were taught that sex is special and you need to try to save it for that special person. You're going to get married. This is what we were taught. We were raised to, whereas when white girls were coming up, white boys was coming up, they were taught, bitch, throw that ass in the circle. Be free. Date as many people as you want to because you're young, you are vibrant, and you have enough life to where you can settle down. We were taught you need to, as soon as you leave school, you need to find a husband, you need to get married, and you need to live. So a lot of people, even that got married at such a young age, and I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of them did not survive because they didn't live a life.
I'm glad I didn't get married until I was 33. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get married until I was 30. Until I was 33.
And they ain't never been married. And I know a lot of women my age that's never been married. And I know a lot of women my age that got married late in their life and they are already divorced. And I know a lot of women that were married at 19, 20, 21 and they are already divorced.
So do you think the current crop of women now have just given up on marriage? It's like, screw marriage, I'm never going to get married. Because now, like you say, women are in their 40s now and still aren't married. Mm-hmm. This is unheard of. Back in the day, 40s, you'd be on Easy Street now, have all the kids and everything, the white house, the white picket fence and all that stuff.
I think once, again, that whole independent thing kicked in, some women just don't want to be bothered. Like, at this point in their life, whereas, I go to work, I may tend to my kids if they're not already out the house, and I am free to do whatever and don't have to worry about the headaches of, insecurity and ego stroking and have to be responsible for, certain things when it comes to, to a man. I know women that just like, I got this dude over here that I hang out with every other day, whatever. It works for her. And if that's what works for her, by all means, do your thing, baby. But, in order for this to come full circle, we definitely need to come to the table and have a conversation in terms of the expectations and what we are willing to compromise. And I think that word is it's like a cuss word when it comes to black men and black women. When you throw the word compromise
and submission,
oh Jesus.
We're gonna have to talk about that one on the next episode. But submission is a cuss word.
Lord, when you bring a compromise and submission between a black woman and a black man, I have hosted a dating. It wasn't a dating night, but it was a singles night where we talked about compromise and communicating and submission. And the minute the man said, "Well, the problem is y'all don't submit." And the woman says, "Well, y'all gotta give me something to submit to. I ain't finna be submitting to you and you got all these kids and you barely making it yourself. What am I submitting to?" And I'm in the middle like, oh.
It just seems like listen, this type of conversation is not gonna happen in an hour. So I'm hoping that you'll come back, because I know we didn't cover everything, and I could talk to you for a whole another hour, but we can't do that. I do hope that you guys, my Straight Talk Society, you guys listen to this conversation. And we tried to bring out some points. I didn't get to everything, so you could email me straighttalkwithtrevor@gmail.com, or you could find the Facebook group Straight Talk with Trevor on Facebook and leave your comments. I didn't get to everything, and you just can in an hour. So I do hope that she'll come back so we could go over some more things. But I will say, I thought this was a tremendous conversation. It wasn't a debate. I know some people thought that we were going to go back and forth, but I was shocked that we shared so many of the same views. So it's like, I'm not going to just try to be combative with somebody just for the sake of it. So my clock is running red now, so anything you want to plug before I close out?
Well, you all can follow me on Dues by Q, DUSBYQ. That is my business page on Instagram. Also, you can follow my podcast with my partner, Shante Dabney, soon to be Bingham. And it is brown_girls_podcast. Oh Lord, I forgot. My mind is old, but I'll make sure I give it to Trevor so he can post it on the Facebook group page. But this was a very enlightening conversation. I'm very happy that I was invited, and I definitely will come back for round 2 if that's what he wants. But
absolutely,
I'm also I'm a realist when it comes to just real life stuff. So if it's fair, I'm down with it. But if it's if it's going to make either one of us look crazy, I don't put it out there on the front street, but I will talk about it behind closed doors.
I gotta ask you though. We only got a couple of minutes. I do gotta ask you something, because when I mentioned that we love our oppressor, you looked at me weird. You do hair. Mm-hmm. Do it very well, I might add. What do you think about? Am I overreacting? I loathe black women with blonde hair. I think it is an absolute disgusting abomination that after all these years they'd want to put blonde hair.
I think you may be looking a little too deep into it. I'm going to even go as saying you are looking way too deep. You have to understand that black women like variety. We like change. With that being said,
why not 5 years ago?
Why can't we wear blonde hair? Why can't we wear red hair?
Why not 5 years ago? Why now?
My instructor in hair school was a black woman with blonde hair.
Okay, I'm not going to stay on that one. What do you say about the over sexualization going on right now, especially of our young girls, our young women, and you know the song, they get it from their mama. And on TV, but you look at some of the moms now, it's like they promote it.
I agree. But I also I do want us, as mothers to definitely separate the two. What I wear is what I wear because I'm an adult. But what you are going to wear and what you're going to look like is your age, and it's age appropriate. You have enough time to be able to, be an adult and make those types of decisions. But you also have to understand the consequences behind you growing up too fast and making a decision to dress a certain way. There are consequences and also a responsibility that goes with it. So, no, I do not agree and of the over sexualization of our girls. I definitely believe that we need to tone it down a lot. But that is something because it's us. It's our 80 babies. We're doing this.
Very interesting. Last question. Mm-hmm. Did you have fun?
I did.
See, I'm not such a bad guy.
I would never assume that you're a bad person.
Everybody thinks I'm just this monster.
Remember now, I'm a huge supporter of Trevor. So with that being said, yeah, I got his ass spitting up some liquid. I am a huge supporter of Trevor. So if I felt like you was a piece of shit, there was no way in the hell I would have supported you dating and being with my friend. And I've been knowing his wife since we were in kindergarten. There's no way in the hell. So with that being said, yeah. I've never thought you was a bad person.
And there you have it. Trevor's not a bad person. I'm looking at an empty glass of Crown Royal, and my time is running down drastically. So I leave you with this. Seek out truth for yourself, because if not, you'll be a victim to other people's interpretation of it. And with that, I say peace.
Bye.